we're not in the camera. We're good here?
Yeah,
I
you're
know
good.
I'm
You're good.
standing over here.
No.
Let's go. I have
Oh, well, yeah, well, so can y'all. I'll be Where did they want me to stand? Oh, I'm gonna end up.
You're moving it side to side.
You'll be good.
All of a sudden,
Just the whole,
all of a sudden, my mouth is like.
Yeah, that's how it is.
It's different when I'm talking to my students or a group of students, but I got a mix here. When does she want me to start? Like any time?
I guess. This definitely, this needs on the back.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to wait for a couple more people or if this is good. There's Michelle Greco. It's straight up noon. You want to go ahead? No, I'm looking forward to you doing too. Yeah, probably.
second one from the, all the way to the left. Second one from the left at the top.
Oh, look at that. How cool.
All right, no screens. Clear your mind. So my name's Liza. I run the Opportunity Youth Scholarship Program with Mr. Bruce Payton, Ms. Simone Cochran. It's a scholarship program for students in allied health, nursing, business, culinary. And all the time we're noticing things that our students that we work with could benefit from. And one of the services that we offer is time management and study school coaching. And so we got with the dean of the nursing school, we needed to hire a new time management and study skill coach because the woman we've been working with got a new job and she left. She said, you have to work with Caroline. She's amazing. She follows all of this metacognition practice around orienting yourself to focus, to concentrate, to be able to set aside, little like kind of bite-sized bits of time to study, stuff like that. Then I'm going to be with Carol, and I learned that also in her toolkit, which I was talking to Travis, who's an electrician, I lured him in. He was like, I don't know about these oils. I said, look, you'll be able to use it. Keep them in your toolkit. These are things, that as Carol explained it to me, she's been working, introducing them to students in Charity School of Nursing for a long time to kind of percolate their ability to focus, to be able to set aside the time to clear their heads so they can really read information and remember it, rather than, you read the whole chapter of the book and then you go back and you say, I didn't absorb any of that. Well, these oils, who knew? They have properties that sharpen your powers of focus. And so we thought it would be so cool to kick off her time with our program and also like spread the wealth of knowledge to general students in Delgado, not just in the Opportunity Youth Program that we run, to have Ms. Carol come and present. So she usually just works like one-on-one with students or small groups. Never done a presentation like this, but when she did the little brief informal talk with me, I was like blown away. And then she also did this aura resetting thing, which is like goofy and it'll make you laugh, but like it really truly does relax you. So glad you guys all set aside time to come. We have students, we have faculty, we have staff here, maybe even some friends. Not from Delgado. I invited a couple people from like Warren Easton High School and College Beyond at UNO to come because there was so much interest. So thank you for coming and for giving us this treat. It really is a treat. But we have takeaways for everyone out there too. So we have takeaway candy and then Ms. Simone prepared some takeaway bottles of whatever. You can go around and sip and figure out which really works for you, which vibes with you. So you'll be able to take at least one.
Hi, good afternoon. It is that time, huh? I was telling Liza, for some reason I'm nervous. I'm like, my voice is real tremulous, So everybody's pretty much eating. We'll save the oral reset for in a little bit. I've been doing study skills and now metacognition ever since we were made aware of Dr. Sandra McGuire. And so I incorporated the metacognitive strategies with what I already knew. One of those things is aromatherapy. Aromatherapy goes back, I remember when I was small, my mom used to burn these incense all around the house. And I mean, she seemed in a good mood, so I guess that's what they did for her. But as I explored with study skills and also with my nursing, I found that aromatherapy is really set in evidence-based practice, which nursing has adopted as well as a science. So they started using aromatherapy, especially with chemo patients, to help with nausea, to help with relaxation, those kinds of things while they were receiving the chemotherapy. And I was blown away. I was just like, well, if this is going to do that for the chemotherapy patients, why can't I do it with students who get nauseous before an exam or get so high-strung with anxiety they can't perform well? So I decided to look up some properties of oils, and of course Miss Simone and Liza and Bruce had done a wonderful job with all of these others. Peppermint was a big one that everybody talks about that can hone in your focus, but not everybody, peppermint doesn't speak to everybody. You have to find a scent that, not that you're gonna be like, okay, I gotta smell this because it's gonna help me focus. No. Something that you feel drawn to that kind of stimulates you, especially for test taking, for even sitting in the classroom, and then also for test taking. Okay, so test taking, classroom, home studying. Let me take you back for a minute and I'll tell you how the candies work in and everything else. Think about your favorite song, okay? Close your eyes and you can almost remember where you were, who you were with, what you were wearing, the sights, the smells, everything that surrounded you with your favorite song. Well, when you listen to your favorite song, it almost comes back to you in that sense too. You remember where you were and everything. It's because all your senses were flooded with so many sights, sounds, and smells that you remember. That's what we want to do with aromatherapy, is help you use as many senses as you can, not just your cognitive function, but to help bring your awareness to what you're studying, help you actually learn. And when you use metacognitive strategies, it's 45 minutes of time. That's it. 45 minutes of time of learning. As we can all probably attest to, a lot of times we've been there reading same paragraph 3 or 4 times, and you still can't, remember what it said. Well, the brain is almost like a muscle, okay? So you can work it out so much, but then it becomes fatigued. Okay, it needs to have frames of reference of where to put the information you're trying to put in there. And it finally says, whoa, you keep putting information in there, but I gotta figure out where it needs to go. So that's why you only go 45 minutes of learning. 15 minutes is then whatever you want to do. You know, just nothing to do with studying. And then you can come back and do another 45 minutes. Or while you're waiting to get your tire fixed, 45 minutes, or whatever. But it's 45 minutes of time, whether you're at home using the aromatherapy or you use the oils on your skin to just kind of breathe it in, okay? And take it in as far as the smell, the taste, okay? And then be able to retrieve it when you're ready to retrieve it, as on an exam, where you can put your essential oils on your skin and smell it and have it take you back to when you were in class, to when you were studying the material. And it helps just use your body, not just your brain, to remember, you know, what exactly you were learning at the time. I mean, they have done such an awesome job. There's lavender up here. For those people that get so fraught with anxiety before taking an examination, lavender actually might be the scent for them to kind of relax them and bring them down a notch. Because when you're all full of anxiety, and I'll tell you about where I learned aura fluffing or resetting. When you're all taken in with that anxiety, you can't recall anything. I've had students say, Miss Leaf, I don't even remember that question on the test. I can't, you know. And when I've reviewed tests with them in the past, they've gone through and said, I don't know why I put that. I know that, you know? And so it's like when they were taking the exam, their brain wouldn't allow them to retrieve the information. So aromatherapy helps, along with, you know, using the taste sensation. Also, when they're sitting there, I have them do the kind of breathing that the SEALs use to help quiet their mind, okay? So for a quick moment, let me get you, and I want you to picture yourself in front of a computer screen or even in front of the instructor, and you're lost as to taking notes, and that anxiety starts to ramp up. They need to close their eyes, okay, and take a deep breath in, hold it for 1, 2, 3, and exhale it for 4. Take another deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, hold it, and exhale. And then come to refocus, okay? Did you notice some of you had your shoulders that kind of went down and relaxed, okay? And so that part of the relaxation is real. The aura thing, everybody thinks I'm just way out there. with that until they're going into an exam and I've fluffed them and they come out of an exam with the best grade they ever had. Then they look for me to fluff them before they take the next exam. So whoever can, you want to stand up for a minute? And I do this with 200 new nursing students. And yes, they think I'm crazy at the time, but just bear with me for a minute. All right, so I learned this technique actually when I was in nursing school and I was on convention. And it was about humor in nursing and just aura, having your aura fluffed or reset, okay? So, yes, so auras, okay, they exist. You can feel energy fields between two people. Have you ever been to a function, just being with that person? And so when you go home, you feel great. And it's, you know, energized and invigorates you. So fluffing of the aura is kind of resetting the aura so that it's fluffy and billowy and able to retrieve information, okay, as well as give, instead of it being all spiky when people are overly anxious, okay, about something. So what I teach them how to do is fluff their aura, even the guys. And so raise your hands above your head. Come on. Now wave. There you go. Fluff it. Fluff on one side. Fluff on the other. Fluff in front of you. Fluff behind you. Okay, fluff your friend. Fluff the other friend. There you go. Good. You can sit down. So what did that do for you? What happened? You laughed. You smiled. Okay? There's no room for anxiety when you're laughing and smiling. So that helps them. So when I tease them, and every time I see one of the new students, and they're like, Miss Leaf, I'm just so nervous about, and I'll grab their hands, and I'll say, time to fluff. And they look at me, and I was like, you can do a mini fluff, okay, just here. And then breathe. And I get them to breathe a couple times with me. And they calm right down, and then they can tell me what their problem is, and by the time the second sentence has come out, they've solved their own problem. But when they're anxious, it's like they can't think, okay? So between the aura, okay, and the aromatherapy and having your senses bombarded with those scents that make you feel good, make you focus, okay? I hope that, you know, you continue for the students and have continued success here in whatever your goals are. For the faculty and staff, please, by all means, fluff your students. You know, yes, they may look at you like you have a third eye, but a lot of us do, right? That's one that we use for otherworldly things. So I welcome you today. Please, again, come up and see what oil speaks to you, okay? And you can use two different ones. If you need one to calm down and relax so you can sleep. I know a number of our nursing students say, you know, when I ask them if they sleep 8 hours a night, and they laugh. And I said, how about 6? And they laugh. And I was like, y'all need to get your rest. So, and I tell them they can't study in bed. So any students that study in bed, you're sending mixed messages to your body. So, you know, use lavender or whatever else that can calm you so that you can rest well. And then use what aromatherapy or oil speaks to you to get you point ready and focused on what you need to do for yourself at hand as far as your studies go. Okay? If you need me, I'm available. I do teach clinical, I do teach at the School of Nursing, but you can reach out to me anytime. Do they have any of my contact information, or can I give?
We didn't put it down, but if anyone needs it, you can email me, because I think I emailed she signed up on the WhatsApp. And then we also do have that handout too, and that'll help you with walking through everything up here. There's some on the table outside, and at the table in the back near the food. So it gives you an explanation of the properties.
Yeah, Simone did a great job with researching all the different kinds of oils and how that can help. So please, you know, grab some food. Yes.
Oh, I just have a question.
Mhm.
So, because I'd like to do this with my students tomorrow.
Okay.
So the fluffing is basically to relax them and to incorporate humor.
Yes.
Which further relaxes them.
Absolutely. And then to do the breathing, the deep breathing, because I have them, it's called fluff and deep breathe times 2 PRN, which means as needed. And so they may need more than just, you know, 2 times to deep breathe and center themselves. But the fluffing, you know, they'll, Miss Leaf, I need you to fluff me, I'm having an exam, you know, and it's like, you can fluff yourself, come on.
3
So.
breaths, deep breath in and 4 out.
And hold,
Hold.
yeah, hold for 2 or 3, and then slowly release, inhale. I have some of them that think they're already, you know, in level 3 with woman and child and Lamaze breathing, and that's not it, okay? It's just slow intake, inhale, hold, 2, 3, 4, and then out. And then the more they become acquainted and their body becomes acquainted with that deep breathing technique, they'll be able to center themselves and hold that breath for longer and release it as a sustained release. So, yes.
Where do you get your oils from? Where do you get them? We got these from Amazon.
But you can get them from anywhere.
Yes.
So I was telling Travis, she's like, where are these? They're not gonna have them at Walgreens or, you know, Target or Walmart, but if you just Google, you know, there's the full handout back there, I can email it to you. Email me if you want to Whole Foods, yeah.
Absolutely.
They're less expensive if you do Amazon, Walmart, Temu, just Google, you know,
Right.
lavender oil. Look at the reviews, look how many stars it got, and then, you know, see what price point you want. Yeah.
Can you mix the oil with another oil? Because a couple of times I think I saw something say add essential oil.
Okay, so, you know, you can use an oil and like something like jojoba oil, you can mix it, yeah.
Or coconut oil is coconut.
Coconut, but see, sometimes it has a flavor or a smell onto its own, and if you want to keep it pure, you know, and especially if for the first time you put it on your skin and it seems to irritate it a little bit, go ahead and dilute it. But, you know, the scent is still there. Again, use it in the classroom when you're studying, and then put it on before an exam, and it helps along with the candies. If you're in nursing though, or probably in any exam, we let them come in with candies. Okay, so, but they have to have a Ziploc plastic bag, and they have to be unwrapped, so we can just see the individual, and plus the fact you don't want them going, you know, during the exam, because I've seen the look of Miss Leaf take it away from them, so, yeah. So, please, anybody else have any questions?
Can anyone else smell the oil if they have on you?
Not usually, because it, you know, you usually have it on your wrists or whatever, and it's just a light scent. You don't want to really douse yourself in it, but just as a light scent to kind of bring you back to where you need to be as far as centering, you know, centering themselves or yourself for studying and that kind of thing. Anything else? Anybody want to try getting up and fluffing people?
Yeah. Well, just really quickly, the way that we have it set up is that we have the oils here, and we have Q-tips, so we would like for you to put some oil on the Q-tips, not at first. And if that's something that resonates with you, then you're welcome to grab one of these. We don't have very many, so we're asking that you know, try the ones and find the one that you really like before you just start taking, because we would like everybody to have, you know, a sample.
And I have a lot in my office in building 14, room 4018, and so I can always, you know, like, I'll order it off of Temu a lot of times, as well as Amazon. So, and it doesn't seem to be that expensive.
And these are the 4-ounce bottles.
Yeah,
These are the larger bottles.
all right. Yes. Over here is the eucalyptus, lavender, lemongrass, peppermint, and pine needles. I can't stop it. My voice just. Yeah, so it's almost 12:30, so they'll spend about till